So who or what is Lilith in the Bible? Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. The fit for this video is 90s Nickelodeon cartoons. And there's only one occurrence of the word Lilith anywhere in the Bible, and that is in Isaiah 34:14, which is talking about judgment against Edom. It's going to become a wasteland, and then it's going to be filled with all of the demonic divine forces that are associated with the periphery of society, with the uninhabitable wilderness. There was this center-periphery idea, where when you got closer to civilization, closer to the center of civilization, which was usually the temple, there was more order, and the further away you got from it, the more chaos and disorder there was. And you had different animals that were associated with this chaos and disorder, like Leviathan, associated with the chaos and disorder of the seas, and then all these other divine forces associated with the chaos and the disorder of the uninhabitable wilderness. And Lilith is one of these, and I think it's translated screech owl or something like that in the King James Version. But this is adopted from an Akkadian term, Lilithu, which ultimately comes from the Sumerian Lil. And in the earlier literature, this is a reference to a demonic force associated with the wind, associated with deviant sexuality, comes in through the window. It afflicts men in their sleep, so you don't want to sleep in a house all by yourself. You don't want to sleep with the window open. And because of this, it also became associated, at least within Mesopotamian literature, with another female demonic force, the Lamashtu, who afflicted newborn babies and tried to steal them from women when they were breastfeeding and things like that. So it only occurs in this single reference in Isaiah to this demonic force that is in the uninhabitable wilderness, but it's probably coming with a lot of that conceptual baggage, this idea of deviant sexuality and a feminine divine. Now, once we get into early Judaism and Christianity, it starts to get explored a lot more, and particularly in association with this concept of the Lamashtu. And you have this idea in early Judaism that develops that the first creation account in Genesis 1 describes man and woman being created at the same time. And then in Genesis 2, when we have Eve being created later, that's a distinct act of creation. And so the woman who was created in Genesis 1 is a different woman. And so this idea develops that this was Adam's first wife. And so in a text that comes from between around 700 and 1000 CE, called the Alphabet of Ben Sira, we have this idea that Lilith was Adam's first wife before Eve was created, but she abandoned the Garden of Eden. And in this text, it's because Lilith wanted to be on top. And Adam said, "You're not fit to be on top, only I'm fit to be on top." And this reflects this long-standing notion of associating sexuality with social hierarchies of domination. And so to adopt a submissive sexual position is inappropriate for a man. And this is why you have these sex omens and these texts in the Talmud that say that it's inappropriate for a man to be on the bottom during sex with a woman. Even if it's his own wife, he'll be stricken with diarrhea, or he will lose his personal god for a month, which is like saying she robs him of his vitality. And so when Adam refuses to allow Lilith to be on top, she storms out of the Garden of Eden. And then God decides this is no good. They send 3 angels after Lilith to try to bring her back. And their names are Senoi, Sansonoi, and Samangaloth. And they confront her, say, "You need to come back with us." And she says, "I'm not going back there. I'm going to go afflict newborn babies and men in their sleep. And the only way you can stop me is if the babies have amulets with the 3 names of the angels on them." And so the 3 angels have to go back and report to God that they were unable to bring Lilith back. And she becomes this kind of succubus who afflicts men in the night and newborn babies who are breastfeeding.